All right, everyone, welcome back. This has got to be easy. We're on session 3 of season 4 of Aok Island. As always, what happened last time, folks?
Nailed that intro, Pat.
I nailed it.
God, we started still riding the cart out of the city. Help me out here, guys. I'm actually struggling with where we started last time. I
we
know, we're all nailing it.
basically started. We had to make a plan of where we were going to go and how we were going to go about it. There were several options. First option was taking a more direct path to the Andaran Forest, which put us at odds with some Andaran patrols.
Let's pull up the map, shall we?
Yeah, so we started around here.
And our scout, Vladimir? What's his name? No. Artyom?
We named everybody.
Artyom sounds right.
Was like, there's a bunch of flamethrowers that way. And we're like, okay, that sucks. What's our other options? They're like, oh, well, we can just cut straight through we can go around and go through the forest. However, there seems to be tale of horrible creatures and agonizing wails and unknown beasties through the forest. And we're like, okay, that also sounds pretty bad. And then there was a final option, which was we could go through the Iran field and head through the mountains. The mountains will be treacherous. It will be slower, but we will avoid the two devils of the other two options. We decided that we're gonna do a little bit of both. We're going to go through the field for a nice, easy, direct path towards the mountains and take a much-needed rest with our companions in Ernon's Vale, where we can take an extended break. We will lose out on time, which we are just basically unknown how much we have. We just don't know. It could be more than we think. It could be a lot less. But we figured
Sacrifice the battle to win the war.
Would sacrifice the time battle to win the war. Get fully healed, get leveled up, reconvene with some of our companions, and perhaps even revisit the grave of Ishou, the site where we first met Venice, the goddess of war and truth. Our journey through the field brought us to a temple of the small Ewok Woodwood-like creatures that we befriended under the city of Karstop.
The Erude.
The Erude. The Erude. That is the name of them. The Erude were basically like, they said some prophetic things, basically like, you are the one we have been waiting for at the time we have been waiting for it. Blah, 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 blah. You guys have been blessed by the Aoka. Here's this, that, and the other thing. You got to go talk to our boy. Their boy was a Yora, the spiritual, dying, tall, lithe Hadra. And I forgot what his title was.
I don't know that he really gave you a title, other than he said he was a prophet of...
Speaker?
Yes.
Something like the speaker, the one who speaks?
They called him the one who speaks.
Yes, that's what I was trying to think of.
Yeah.
The one who speaks, and brought us to his bonfire, at which he said some things.
He did say some things.
We also had some pretty gnarly dreams on the way over to
We all had, yeah.
This temple as well. I know Dorian's dream consisted of it if I'm remembering correctly, it was like a large volcano type of thing. And
It was a
great,
burning fire that was in the distance to the north.
yeah.
Did we talk about what Dorian kind of considers that to be?
I don't think we did,
Okay.
but I'd imagine he views it as like a calling from Barullo.
Sure. There's a little bit more specific of a thing that it means. And we can explore that with Dorian later if you want to spend some time thinking about it, or if you just want to consider what
That's
it is and we can talk about it.
That's if Dorian doesn't die.
If Dorian doesn't die.
In this other thing that we're about to talk about.
There was two other, I would call them pretty important moments, one with Alexander and one with Stone.
One with Lyra.
Lyra, I assume you mean?
Yes, I do mean Lyra. I'm sorry. I've got it in my head. I've got your
Almost like I've changed characters.
Yeah, yep.
Yeah,
Lyra and Stone. Not Stone.
Yeah, so
Lyra and Anastas. Although Stone did also have a thing, but Stone's not here.
Stone's dead. No. Yeah, so Lyra, I think is starting to... Well, she's kind of had some interactions with the spirit within. They're kind of becoming a symbiotic relationship at the moment, where she is taking on... She feels like she needs help. She's been blinded and is still adjusting to that. And this thing has promised to help save Alexander. It needs a body. It can also save Alexander. So it's so basically we have a dream. So she and it kind of interact a little. She has a dream essentially from the spirit's perspective. It, I suppose, is the one who is projecting this, as Lyra is running from something.
Mm-hmm.
Essentially, it's about to overtake her in the dream. The spirit within steps between whatever this thing is and Lyra. But even doing so, as Lyra starts to wake, she feels almost even more alone now. But becomes even more determined and is going to work with those around her, Anastas, to hopefully overcome her blindness. Be able to do too many things, but ultimately her goal is to be just as capable as the rest before too long. Especially with her new helper.
I sense a training montage coming.
You're the best!
Anastas had a tender moment with Dorian.
Mm-hmm.
But we had the Yoran Prophet scene before we all had our heart-to-hearts.
Yeah, the thing I was thinking about with Anastas is that it was just a gentle reminder that Anastas does, in fact, have a Velashtarai spirit inside that does have wants and desires, and Anastas is not interested in entertaining that spirit in any way.
No, does not. Anastas is aware of the troublesome being inside of it, but is not comfortable with it and doesn't like this person.
Yeah.
I think is very the disconnect is that Anastas has immediately been or has been privy to what the Velashtarai were like and why they are the way they are, and this being that exists within Anastas's mind is nothing like Anastas and quite antithetical.
Yeah, I would say so.
So then, while sitting with this prophet, they offered us a sort of boon with their reading, and we had the choice to, I believe it was restore one of our
Oh yeah, we got some omens back.
omen, and then I can't remember what Stone took. I know Anastas took the omen, and Dorian took the question to be answered. There was 3 different options, and we each took a different one.
Yeah, Lyra took an omen back, if I remember.
Yeah.
Stone didn't take anything?
I don't remember what Stone took.
I think Stone also asked... No, Stone did take the omen back in order to use...
And an essence.
Yes.
Yes. And Dorian asked more about that dream that he saw of the ever-burning flame far to the north. And the vision that he received was of a creature that he knew to be made entirely of fire. It was bipedal, towering, and it burned everyone and everything that was close to it. And there was a wreath of fire around the head that I recognized to be a crown, and that it used to be me. And I took that to be like an Andaran Emperor, the Andaran Rex.
I want to clarify that the reason that Dorian got that vision has to do with the specific words that Dorian asked. And Dorian asked, what will happen if I follow the flame or something like that? And that was the answer. So I do want to clarify that your question was worded ambiguously enough that doesn't necessarily mean that's what will happen if you go to the place in the north. Do you get what I'm saying?
So if I were to pursue this flame, that is the vision that I received.
Yeah.
Okay. And then I think our conversation with the prophet was mostly done after that. I can't think of anything else besides the gifted vision and restoring. Am I missing anything here, guys? Anyone? DM included?
I remember something happening, but I don't know if I remember that from my notes or because it actually happened.
Give us a...
So I feel as though I did a reading for the group as a whole.
No.
And did a prophecy. And I was like, who do you want this prophecy on? And you guys said, our group.
Yes.
That did happen. Okay.
Well, what was the...
I remember that happening, but not the contents of that reading. Just being honest.
Because we, finished, and then there was another scene.
Yes, because we finished, and then there was a 15-minute break, and I was going to keep going into the fight, but instead of going into the fight, we stopped right before the fight.
Well, we also had all the moments by the campfire. Then we had the break.
Right.
What was the group omen? Could you regale that? Do you have that?
See, that's the part where I'm like, I don't remember what was notes and what was what I said. I was pretty sure the thing happened, but I wasn't sure what I said, and I don't know if I want to.
Okay. All right.
Let me think about it. Let me think about it.
Worst case, you could just take a look at the what was the
I might have to do that.
During a break, really
quick.
quick.
I might have to look at the recording during the break.
Yeah. Be easy to find. It's right at the end, so
right, exactly.
I don't recall it myself either.
Yeah. Okay.
So after the prophet, we all sat around the campfire. Dorian had approached Lyra and was asking Lyra what she remembered when she had put on
Oh yeah.
the crown.
Yeah, they had
And,
a little bit of a heart-to-heart because Brian
and
was not a
also
fan of her.
wildly different points of view of
Yep.
what they saw and how they had reacted to it. With Lyra, of course, being absolutely terrified, and Dorian talking about essentially how beautiful he thought it was.
Like Event Horizon,
Yeah.
where Sam Neill is, it's beautiful, and everyone else is literally blinded.
Yeah.
It was
So
a
that
good
was
heart-to-heart, and they came
yeah.
respecting each other a little bit more, too, at the end of it. Especially, I think, from Dorian's side, considering he was not pleased previously.
And
we remembered
then,
all of the I just looked at my notes. We remembered all of the things. We did it out of order. When I asked who to do the oracle for, you chose the group, and so everybody kind of got to choose what they wanted for themselves. And so that's how you got the essence and all of that stuff.
Oh, that's what it was. Okay, that
yeah,
makes
yeah.
sense.
I was like,
That
I
makes
don't
sense.
remember exactly. Like, I really like. It's rare that I really don't remember something.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
Yeah.
I don't remember like a reading.
Yeah.
And then, kind of like the second to last scene was Anastas approaching Dorian and us having a heart-to-heart about our own separate goals and how Dorian doesn't actually hate Anastas, but is more frustrated that something that he's been working so hard towards was so close to his grasp. And even though he knew he was kind of like taking a shortcut to get there with the crown, it was still a means to an end of something that he's been driven by, arguably for his entire life, with his studies of the Andaran and all of that knowledge at his fingertips, not to mention a means to cleansing the corruption. And he's got a dying father back in Arcadia, so he's pretty desperate for this. And it was all taken away, and Anastas had I'll let you go ahead and say how you sort of responded.
Yeah, Anastas wanted us to be clear that like I couldn't allow the method by which you were going down because it would have forced Anastas to choose you over the mission of the Najit, or what Anastas believes the true mission of the Najit was. He couldn't sacrifice all of them to serve some fire god. And he also couldn't allow you to give yourself up to some long forgotten king to do so. And that Anastas has been trying to do this for a very, very long time. And simply couldn't abide and is sorry.
Very interesting clash of takes there. The ancient being who knows to do things the right way, versus the impatient person that's trying to do the right thing as quickly and as efficiently as possible, no matter what the cost.
You have something, I have something that you don't, right? Time.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
It's easy for Anastas to be like, no, let's.
But Anastas is also a little bit feeling the, we're going to call it Gandalf syndrome, which is you've spent hundreds of lifetimes on this earth, and yet now you just don't really have a whole lot of time because everything is kind of happening at once.
Now is happening. Yeah. It's coming to a crux.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was a really interesting conversation.
So
And
then after that,
take it away, GM. I think it's best if you
if I
finish
close
this
it out,
off here, so that
Close
we
it out
know
here.
exactly where we're starting.
Yeah, and that is exactly where we are starting. So we are gonna move everyone over into this. This is
And Stone is idiopathically gone?
Yeah.
Or...
So, well, what happens next is while this conversation is happening, you hear a scream from the Arude who are camped in the ruins nearby. You rush down the hill to go check this situation out, and you find that one of the Arude clansmen is on the ground, like completely desiccated, kind of. The life force has been sucked out of this creature.
Right.
The essence has been. And it looks like he was kind of being strangled by something. Anastas kicks at the fire and then throws embers and smoke and ash into this creature, which seems to be made up of swirling vortexes of energy and wind and matter, in the shape of an enormous tentacled being of some sort, that is now only illuminated as these, or only made corporeal as this smoke is moving through it. And it lets out a horrible shriek when this happens. So the leader of the Arude, Jakar, who is leading his clan, searching for the one marked by corruption, who they are going to follow. He steps forward and pulled out like a wicked pole axe type of weapon that burst into a black, corrupted energy, as he squared up with the rest of you against this creature, which is now fighting, or rather eating, consuming his tribesmen. And that is where we are going to begin. So we're going to have everyone in combat initiative here, but there's no combat, or there's no initiative. We're just going to have you all act. I feel like I've done enough as this spirit. He already has one of these in his clutches, sucking the life force out of it, and we are gonna start right from the off. What do you guys want to do?
Well, we got to figure out if it can be hurt. Then we got to figure out how it can be hurt. I also think that we also may want to get the one who speaks involved in this somehow.
And what I will say about Stone is that when you look around, Stone is just not here, but you don't have really time to figure out why there are more pressing matters.
Yeah.
What about our Najik companions? I think Anastas was yelling out orders to them.
You absolutely did shout out orders.
I had the spearman and the brawler with me. I had the censor chainman with Dorian, and I had the two shield folks with Lyra.
Okay. All right. So, the ones we've got, two with Lyra, you said?
Two with Lyra.
Okay.
And I'm forgetting some of their I know the scout is Artyom. I know the brawler is Soroj. I know the spearman is Vladimir.
Yep.
And I don't remember the other. I know we have a Boris.
Bogdan and Boris are the sword
Bogdan
bros.
and Boris, yeah.
Kirill is your censor flailer.
Kirill, yeah.
And then Sergia throws hands. Is what I got written down.
Okay.
Okay, so we need 6 of these. 1, 2, 3. I just need one more. Okay. And one more time, just tell me where you would like all of these.
So Spearman
Okay.
and Brawler with me.
Okay.
Bogdan and Boris with Lyra.
Okay.
Artem the Scout with, Kirill with Dorian.
Okay.
And then that leaves our Artem, the Scout.
The scout.
Does he arrange? Does he use a bow?
He sure
Does he
can.
shoot?
So he's gonna take a position up
Yeah.
above everyone.
Yeah.
Okay, great. So for purposes of this, I am going to be using my my ally rules. So if you have Najit with you, and they are going to be assisting you with your attacks and things, and also attacking, then you're just gonna take favor on your attack, and then deal an extra couple of damage per the ones that are with you. If instead, like Bogdan and Boris, I'm sure that they are defending, you will then just defend with favor.
Yeah, they are protecting Lyra.
Exactly. Right,
Yeah.
right. So just let me know how you would like to use each of those, and if they want to do something else, let me know, and then we'll kind of handle that. I will just do set damage from our archer into the creature. Again, if he can deal damage to it, it is unclear if that can
That
happen.
is going to be Anastas's first command to explore damage types and how to kill this thing. He is going to command Artyom to volley fire into the creature.
Great. All right, so let's pull up this guy. So Artyom pulls out his crossbow. He takes a few shots into it, which pass completely through it, completely unharming it.
Got it. Okay, who's next?
Okay, and you said that the embers were kind of still coating it?
Yeah, that is how you can see it right now.
Okay, perfect. So I'm gonna take out an oil flask that I've had fucking forever,
Yeah.
and I'm going to splash it over this creature.
Yeah,
And then
absolutely.
I'm going to duck back behind here.
I am going to have you
Or
make an
throwing it away.
accurate check to try and hit it, or you can make attacks without accurate, correct? You can use,
Cunning.
Cunning, is it? Or resolute?
Mhm. Yeah, cunning.
Cunning.
Oh,
Great.
that was close.
You just got there.
Sheesh.
So let's say that you've got the flat. Is it a item on your
Yeah.
lamp oil?
It
Is that what we're
says-
looking at?
Yep.
Oh, it's just lamp oil. Okay. Then we're gonna say it deals 1d6 damage, fire damage.
Okay. You want me to roll a d6?
I sure do. You want you to roll a d6.
Oh,
Hell
yeah.
Yes.
Please.
Hell yes. Okay. So yeah, you pour the oil on it, and a bunch of those embers spark up and light it. For a few moments, it is completely immolated. The area fills with the light cast by this fire. As it shrieks a little bit more, it lets go of the creature that it was sucking, who lands with a thud on the ground.
Okay. I'm going to get back here with my movement, and I'm going to call out, Anastas, I have oil for everyone. Come over here and light your armaments aflame.
So, how much lamp oil do you have?
Currently, I have 6 left after that number, after throwing that one.
Okay, great. Sounds good. So yeah, that'll be either 6 attacks, or you can use an action to apply it to a weapon, and that'll last for 1d4 attacks. How does that sound?
Awesome.
All right.
Great.
Okay. Lyra.
Yeah, so I got how many around me? 1, 2.
So these are
this
the Najit
guy.
Knights that are protecting
Yeah.
you. You've got
Yep.
one that was with Dorian, who's just gonna follow Dorian over here, and take up a defensive stance.
Okay.
Kind of like that. And then the creature is right here.
Gotcha. Lyra will. Well, I think the Najee will. Yeah, they will. They will be in a defensive position, kind of like put themselves between the creature and her.
They
Lyra.
they link shields together and like form a wall. They are very adept in doing this. In fact, their shields like line up in a non-standard way, with like a little cutout on one of them and a bump out on the other.
Nice.
Because they are so accustomed to teaming up like this.
Love it. Love a shield wall. Lyra will try to find her way to Dorian to get lamp oil as well.
Okay.
And like feeling her way around the walls there to grab some of the oil.
Yeah, and this Najit Knight here with the sensor, like just puts a hand on your shoulder and helps guide you behind the pillar as well.
Nice. Yeah. Just in case, she says to Dorian as she takes one of the lamp oils.
Yeah, absolutely.
Cool.
All right,
Hold on to it with your
Anastas.
life.
Anastas is going to direct Siroja to grab lamp oil and get it to Artyom. And then I'm going to have Vladimir and myself grab some kind of burning torch, and we are going to try to keep this beast at bay.
All right, so for mechanics-wise, I am thinking of this wall as like another zone. So being up in this hallway would be a different zone than this center area, as well as up on this pedestal would be a third area. So what he's going to have to do is he's going to use a movement, get over, grab the lamp oil as his action. Next turn, he'll run back and get up to the other one.
Yeah. Vladimir, grab a spear. Grab a torch. Let's hold this creature here in this corner while we can.
Okay, so you want him to go grab lamp oil as well, or do you want him to?
I want him. There's a bond. There was a bonfire that we like kicked out, right?
Yeah, sure.
Is there anything still on? We know that physical attacks have no effect. We just want to keep this thing from like scampering away, right? We want to like scare it off with fire.
Yeah, okay, so he rushes down, he grabs a bit of the bonfire with a glowing ember on one end, and you can see that the whole log is still like red and embered, but his metal and bone hand just do not react to the heat in any way. And he starts using it to ward off the creature and push it back against the wall here.
So that's 2 oils taken so far?
Yes.
Well, 3 including mine.
Yes, exactly.
Down to 4.
Okay. Anastas, what did you want to do?
The exact same thing as
same thing. All right. Do you want to move it in a particular way, or like, is there some check that you want to make to? Why don't we?
Well, I have a. We're kind of intimidating this thing, right?
I was just gonna say, I feel like it is an intimidation, right?
Yep, and that's persuasive. I get a +1 to intimidate from being terrifying.
Yeah.
Dope. Not dope.
Oh no.
I am being helped by.
Sure, we'll give you favor on that. That makes sense.
Okay, what is favor specifically?
That roll again. It's inspiration.
Okay.
I'm sorry, not inspiration, advantage. But not advantage because advantage is a different thing in this system.
Yeah, okay, that's... No way!
Oh my.
No.
Anastas immediately freezes into an ice block.
Yeah.
Oh, boy.
I actually get accosted by my spirit.
That's right. You do get accosted by your spirit.
Oh fuck.
Okay, no, I have a thing for this. So, your spirit kind of takes hold of your psyche for just a moment, enough to give you a little bit of information about this creature and why what you are doing is not the right thing. But while that conversation is sort of happening, there is a struggle for control that puts you unable to act for a little bit.
Anastas drops the torch, drops Puridicida, takes a knee, is like holding its head with both hands, is screaming, "Ah!"
And inside your head you hear, "You idiot! You have a weapon that can harm spirits!"
Oh. Yeah, I do.
All right. Anyone else yet to act? I am just gonna roll here to see if we're gonna do the Arude on their own, and if that's gonna be rather they are gonna be on their own. Is it gonna be before or after the creature has a chance to activate? And come on, it is gonna be before. All right. So Jakal steps forward, swings that halberd in a huge strike that rips the creature up, but the fire that is inside of it sort of like coalesces around the corruption. So now there is like black tar on top of all of the fire. It's not giving off as much light because of this, but it reminds you a lot of the black corrupted flame that the sorceress was using, Dorian. The creature squeals as the blade cuts through. The rest of the Arude, this one not having a Golar weapon, backs up to here and forms a perimeter, forms a line here with its two allies. These two also just sort of back up here, forming a back line in case one of you needs to jump out. The two Najit up at the top, I'm understanding that Boris and Bogdan are just going to be defending against this creature. They're not making any attacks or lunges right now, but getting in the way so that nobody gets to Dorian and Alexander, who are behind the wall. And
Lyra.
Thank you, Dorian and Lyra. The creature itself is going to see the fire, and fade from view, disappearing.
Yikes.
It's not ideal.
It sort of like shakes off the fire and the smoke as it backs up. There's a huge gust of wind as it disappears completely. You can hear movement in the currents of the air around and above you. And it is back to you all. What do you want to do?
Doroja, get the lamp oil to Artyom. Artyom, fire flame everywhere you can.
All right. So then she grabs the flask of oil and runs up, but it's too far. Has to run through two zones, climb up onto another one. In the meantime, Artyom is looking around with that lens that is like affixed to his face, looking for the slightest pattern changes in the air around. I'm gonna make a vigilant check as him. How does that sound?
That sounds good.
Okay. He says,
Dorian's gonna...
he shouts back to Anastas, "It is moving to the south," which is going to be down here.
Okay.
Everyone prepare yourselves. Get any sort of Golar that we have available.
What
Dorian,
Golar do
flame
you have?
south.
Sorry, that was two things at once.
Yeah, I know. Sorry.
Dorian, cast your flame south.
Dorian will step out, and I'll try my best and I'll just aim towards the south and arc it in the air. And
yeah, so
want me to roll an
Brimstone
attack? How do you-
Cascade is like a in D&D we would call it like a single target, but I do imagine that like you can still just put it kind of wherever you want to. So you'll kind of do an arc is what we're saying, kind of like a swash. Do you want to just draw like a quick line in the area that you are doing it? And if I have the creature on the battlefield here but invisible. If your line goes through the creature, we'll deal damage. Or rather, we'll have you roll for the attack.
I'm looking to just reveal it.
Yeah, I'm gonna arc it like that.
Okay, and you do get, so that's one shot, but then you can kind of like go. Can you see my cursor? Do like an arc this way, right? Like you can move it some degrees, right? So just draw on the end of it, kind of like where you're gonna arc it over to.
Yeah, I'll hook it back this way.
Okay, yeah. A gout of flame erupts from your hand, and you do a very wide but like not very concentrated shot, and then move it across the battlefield, and your flame connects with nothing. You don't see anything. You don't hear anything.
Shit. Artem doesn't have fire yet. All right. Let's
Lyra's gonna get back to behind the two Najib that were defending.
let's move Vladimir.
Hey Lyra, can you make a vigilant check for me?
Hey GM, sure can. Just a regular roll?
Yeah.
No, can.
Okay.
Let's move the spearman in between these two Erud. Anastas will get back to his feet and pull Fuel Assail off their back.
Jakal steps this way and kind of does a tentative strike in the air in front of him, and is also going to make a vigilant check. And succeeds, sorts of like sniffs at the air. And then looks south and starts running this way. He leaps over his companions and swipes at the air. You hear just a tiny little screech as the creature backs up and away from it.
Oh, this map is much larger than I was looking at. Okay.
Can you see the whole map?
Now I can.
Okay. All right. At that point, I
had the same issue. Probably why I hooked it into the small area.
The Erud cannot see it and do not know what to do other than Jakal. The creature is going to... Yeah, I think we are going to make an attack. And this is against Jakal. Let's just see what it is. Resolute is 10. Perfect. Okay. Oh no.
Oh no.
Jakal cries out and drops the halberd to the ground. You can see that his entire body goes rigid, and he starts like yipping and shouting, but it's as if his like airways are constricted, and he can't get anything out. He reaches up into the air and grabs onto something. Okay. That's you guys.
It's on to us.
It is on to you.
Can Artem get his arrows aflame yet?
Yes. Okay, so Artyom has taken the oil, and lit an arrow pulls the crossbow back and takes a shot in the direction. Now, he can't see it right now, so he's going to make this shot with disadvantage, or disfavor. And he needs to get a 13, but this thing has a what? Okay. So yeah, he does connect with this thing. It is so large that even a shot that is pretty high up hits it sort of square in one of its tentacles that's whipping around. You hear another shriek, and the fire fills it for just a moment. Okay, you can now all see it down here?
Yes.
Okay, perfect. And then that shot is going to deal D6, which is 3. Perfect. Okay. What else do you want to do?
Nastas, strike it down!
Yep, I'm just checking some stats real quick. Good. It's actually accurate. It's not fucking unwieldy. Okay. Is the halberd on the ground still covered in that corruption, or is that something that our boy had to activate?
Oh, great question. Let's see. So it is something that he had to activate, but fortunately, he is still holding onto it with one hand.
Okay. I am going to rush forward and strike with fuel assail.
Okay, these guys are going to leap out of the way. All right, and it is visible right now, so you can just make your attack. This is going to be at +3.
What the fuck? 3. Normal damage. I'm going to enrage.
Yes, of course.
Nice. So close. Is that crit?
Yeah. All
So
right.
close. Very good result, Martin.
Swing out with fuel assail. Is there any additional damage, or does that have it all on there? I see the D10 and the D4.
Should have it. It's a D4. It should be a D6. Did I put D4?
I have a D4 on here.
Okay, so it's actually 5 plus 2.
Oh,
It's 7.
Okay, it's the same.
It's the same.
So, you slice into this thing, and first off, the currents of this thing resist the movement of the blade. They wrap around it and try and grab hold of it. You're strong enough to pull it through all the way, but you get the sense that even though that this is a Golar weapon, that it is still resisting the damage. So it does have an effect, but it is not 7. I'm not going to tell you how much it is, though. Okay, who else wants to go?
Yeah, I'm gonna hit it with some fire again, hopefully keeping it lit a little longer.
Yeah, absolutely.
You said a +3 modifier?
Yeah.
Or is that just for fuel assail?
+3 for all attacks.
It's quick.
It's
Okay.
quick. It's
and
pretty.
Do I have favor with sensor guy assisting me?
You sure do. Yeah.
Oh.
Because his sensor is now also a light, and he is like rush. Well, okay. So you're making a ranged attack, though, right?
Yes.
He doesn't exactly have a ranged attack to assist you with. So you could send him to go run up and then do that, but then he's also engaged with it. So do you want him to remain here, or do you want him to run up?
run up and assist them. Use your sense of smoke to try and keep an outline around that creature.
Ah, yes, excellent. Okay, so he starts spinning the sensor around, and there is incense going all over the place, filling the arena and getting sucked up into the creature. Very good. I'm going to add an additional D4 to how long it will remain inside there. Very good. Okay.
And that's my
Let's
attack.
get Lyra can go, but let's get Vladimir on track to meet up to get his halberd on fire.
Yeah, for sure, for sure. So he's gonna run over and just start that move over here, get it lit on fire. He's ready to go for next turn. Okay, that was Dorian. Lyra. Lyra, you want to make a vigilant check for me?
I'll try it. Same thing, nothing to it. I can.
You can hear the creature with all of the shrieks that are going on, and the smoke that is filling it, the fire. You, in your mind, can feel the outline of it. It's not like seeing, but you have an understanding of where it is.
We're not Daredevil yet, but okay.
Yeah.
She'll make a mental note of that. She's also going to hand one of the flask of oil she took to one of the defenders in front of her.
Got it.
And lets it know if it comes anywhere near.
You hand the flask to Boris, and he grabs it and instinctively puts it on his blade, but only uses half and gives the other half to his brother in arms.
Love it.
And then they light it, and they are ready to go.
Chef's kiss.
Excellent. Okay, so that's good there. Anyone else that we have left?
Just out of curiosity, does it still seem to be reacting to the fire?
Yeah, absolutely. Absolutely shrieking and writhing in response to it. Let's actually see, does it keep a hold? It does keep a hold of Jakar in the air. It's actually pulling him now, you can see, up into itself. And as it gets closer into its embrace, Jakar is deforming more and more. Eyes are bulging out of his head. Okay. And that is the creature. What am I gonna do here? Okay. He drops Jakar to the ground. Jakar starts gasping, and finally getting his life force back. And the creature lashes a tentacle out at Anastas. All right, so Anastas, you're gonna make a resolute check for me. This is at -3.
50-50.
All right.
He's 50-50. No.
Damn.
Okay. Anastas, you are lifted up into the air by this creature who's ripping at your soul. It is not physically harming you in any way. Instead, your resolute drops. You are so lucky. By 1.
Okay. Forever?
Until you can get that fixed, which we will have to discuss how that's going to happen. But on your attributes, if you just hit the little gear, you should be able to do a modifier of just -1 on it.
Yikes.
Okay. And that is the creature. It's back to you guys.
I'm going to slash it back.
Yeah.
Fuck this thing.
For sure you are going to slash it back. Oh, one other thing. It seems to be as it's pulling your Resolute out, those currents that are moving that kind of create it start eddying and moving faster and more ferociously.
Boom. I pull the tentacle off from around my neck and I drag it to the ground and then stab directly into the body of this thing.
Yeah, abso-goddamn-lutely you do. Well fucking done. Again, it's still resisting and pushing. Those eddies against you actually seem to be pushing a little bit harder now than they were before. But you still slice off this section of currents. That tentacle kind of disperses into the air, and the smoke and embers that are filling it drop to the ground.
All tips forward, now!
All right, who is next?
How is that the speaker looking right now?
That's not
What's
the
he doing?
speaker. That's Jakal, who's their rude leader. And he is like gasping and getting back to his feet, but he's pulled his halberd up. He does go at the end of you, but if you want me to go with him right now, it doesn't really matter.
I'm just trying to figure out how he's looking right now.
So he took a
immediate
significant hit, much more significant than Anastas did.
But he is standing back up.
But he is standing back up, yeah. It does not
Okay.
look like it would be safe for him to take another hit, though.
With the pilgrim speed, get the one who speaks.
Okay, so that is... Was that the one who had grabbed the oil and ran up?
Yeah,
Yes.
the brawler who can't set his fists on fire.
Well, I mean, I'm not against it.
He's just
I
not
figured
trying hard enough.
I figured he's our runner right now.
Yeah, for sure. It's good to have a squire for that. Okay. Anyone else here? We got a Dorian
In that
and
case,
a Lyra.
in that case, Dorian will kind of take up a position over here if he can get there and
Yep.
tuck another fireball.
Great. And who was all with you? You had Bogdan and Buddies, and was this Kirill the flailer?
Kirill is up by me now.
That's right.
Vladimir
I want
the
him to
Spearman
continue-
was with Dorian to set his halberd aflame.
That is right, and his halberd is now aflame,
Yeah.
and so he rushes forward to here, and is going to swing upon the creature, and the halberd does connect and deal an amount of damage.
Bogdan and Boris are still under orders to protect Lyra, so they should still be with her.
Okay. So they were just going to advance a little
their
bit because they
weapons
do
are
now
alight.
have weapons alight. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, Dorian will throw some more fire down at this thing.
Yeah, absolutely.
That's looking like it's effective.
And then Artem can shoot whenever you want.
That's
And
right.
is that smoke still assisting with favor, or am I back
Yep,
to
sure
normal?
is. Sure
Okay.
is.
Cool.
Eef.
Another 4 points.
Okay.
Not great, but
Yeah, it's fire though.
yeah. It's,
It absolutely
it is a
is.
D12, but
You are slowly whittling this thing down. It is shrieking in panic. So Jakal is going to get up, and then back against this wall, pull himself to his feet, and turn back around. But for right now, he's just going to take full defense, as he gets his bearings again. He really does not want to be taking another hit. The creature itself, is it going to do the smart thing or the dumb thing? We are going to do a little bit of both. So he is going to make another attack into Anastas. Anastas, this is going to be, again, a resolute -3.
While that's kind of going on, I just want to clarify for Lyra that whole time. I would say she's basically kind of concentrating, kind of learning how, as she's picked up on the creature and that, like, kind of sensing. She's gonna concentrate on that for as long as she can to like call it training in a way, I guess.
Oh, sure. Do you want to make
Yeah.
a resolute check for me then?
Sure. Yeah. Sorry to interrupt, but I wanted to make sure.
The modifier I'm adding isn't staying, so hold on. Let's go.
You rolled an 18, I think it is. Oh, that's Lyra. Okay. So yeah, you are stumbling forward. There's just so much chaos going on right now that you can't really get a good grasp of where it is because you are distracted by other sounds around you. But you are finding that spatially you're understanding where sounds are coming from in a way that you are not used to.
Sure, cool.
I can't do the permanent modifier for some reason or another, but I did just do -4.
Okay.
And that was to succeed on a 9.
Yeah, so it tries to pull out more spirit, and you shield yourself against it. You resolutely stand in its way that it will not take anything more from you. Anastas shines just a little bit. There's just a little bit of radiant light that pushes this thing back. It screeches and howls. It is going to move back, just like get pushed up back against this wall as that radiance bathes over it. Not moving a zone or anything, but just kind of stepping away and backwards, as if it is trying to flee.
No. To do this again?
So it's the top of the round. You guys, what do you want to do?
Take a shot.
Artem takes a shot. He fires, the arrow goes through, and Artyom is now out of flaming arrows. The oil up there has been used. But he does deal his damage. Great. Okay. Who's next?
I will go last.
Okay.
Keep Lyra doing the same thing that she was, so it's just keeping with her defenders and trying to understand and learn from this sensation to sensing.
You hear the movements of this thing in quiet screams and squelches that have become much more animated and much more scared than it has been.
Is this thing flying?
It does appear to be flying, yeah.
How high off the ground is it?
Right now, it's pretty close to the ground, such that some of its tentacles seem to be slapping up against it. But like the main mass of it, I would say, is probably 6 to 8 feet off the ground. It is, I need to emphasize, it is huge. It's like a huge thing.
If I were to light a fire under its ass where it's currently sitting, if it were to remain there, would it be a fucking big issue?
That would be a fucking problem for it. Yeah, absolutely.
Okay, then I'm going to throw at least one. I don't know how many you'll allow me to do here, but Dorian is going to attempt to grab as much oil as he can and huck it down at the ground underneath this thing, and then scream out to Kirill, strike the oil with your sensor. Light the ground aflame.
Okay, yeah, great. So Kirill is going to do that and also grab some nearby wood and sticks and throw it onto the fire to give it something to grab hold of as he swings down with his sensor. And you want to just draw where you want to put the bonfire?
Yeah. As much of this area as I can.
Yeah, great. Yeah, Kirill runs in. He doesn't have sticks for as much of that, but yeah, he fills in the area as best as he can. And Jakal shouts out to his other tribesmen to start feeding the flames. And they also rush and grab sticks and start throwing them under the fire.
Keep it pinned there as long as we can.
All right.
Is there anything you need me to roll, like damage-wise or
Yeah, let's
accuracy-wise or anything like that?
because you're kind of just creating a thing right here. I don't know that accurate is the right, but you attack with cunning anyways, right? Yeah, why don't we have you make a cunning attack? Okay, very good. And let's just do 1d6 for the fire damage right now, but it will be persistent. It's gonna stay because you've created sort of a stable
Just
fire.
one this time.
Just one this time. Okay,
and 1 or 2 lamp oils for this.
let's call it 2 lamp oils, but it's going to last for, let's just say, 1d6 rounds. It's gonna last for 5 rounds.
Nice. Right.
I'm just gonna put a little counter over here so that I remember that.
2 oils left.
Awesome. Okay. Anastas, I think that's you.
Anastas is going to
Yeah, I've accounted for the damage from your spearman here, and your archer.
Got it. I will go then. Strangers in the night. Boom.
Oof. Yeah. Okay. All right. So cut 3. Okay. This thing shrieks in pain as the blade slices through it. 2 more tentacles dissolve into nothing, and this thing is now shrinking down into a smaller size. There is literally less of it there than there had been. With panic, it attempts to go invisible again. However, yeah, first we're gonna do a Terrify. Before it does that, it lets out a shriek. Everybody that's in the vicinity is going to make a resolute check. This is gonna be at -3. Jakal grabs his ears as this thing lets out this like shrill sound that echoes and reverberates off of everything. The Arud clansmen back up. Even the Najit, you can see their bones are rattling against the literal audio, the sound waves that are cracking at them.
You want for me to Pat?
Anastas, you're attempting to get the vibrations of your bones under control, but they will not. Dorian, you manage not to be affected by the Terrify, but because this is an audio thing, Lyra, you're gonna do this at disfavor.
Rip.
Lyra starts backing up, pushing away from the creature, and it disappears up and over the wall. You can watch the smoke and the embers follow along it for a moment before it goes completely invisible, and after a few moments, there is silence. The only thing that you can hear is the wind rustling through the trees and the caw of distant songbird or distant like night birds. Jakal kind of whips his halberd, and the corruption disappears from it. Dorian, you do speak Korovid enough to understand this thing, right? We decided that you're just not good at cultural communication with them.
Well, I'm not good with cultural communication with anyone.
I mean, completely fair. Completely fair. So what Jakal says is the word for demon, Valash, as in Valash Tarai, but just a more generic version of it. The other Erud gather around their fallen companion up here, and they sort of surround it in a circle. They all start murmuring something, as if they're doing some sort of last rites for this their companion who has fallen.
I understand what they're saying.
It is very difficult. Let's have you make a cunning check.
Sure.
You get the general sense that they are commemorating that this creature died defending the rest of its people. And that is admirable, and that they will take vengeance against the creature if it is in their power to do so.
In sort of Indarin, or the closest thing that I can to what they speak, I'm just going to say, I'm sorry for your loss. And they were very brave.
The lead one looks at you. Jakal looks at you, curiously, almost confused, and says, "Do not apologize if you were not the one who struck the blow."
I understand.
What would the rest of you like to do?
I'm gonna take the rest of the Najit, go back to the cart, and prepare your equipment. You served honorably. I apologize for my moment of weakness.
They bow, or do their genuflection, and as they are leaving, Vladimir says, "I saw no moment of weakness."
It was felt. Thank you for your service.
And the Najit depart. Back to the cart, where they make preparations for
Now, where is Stone?
and that is where we are going to take our first 10-minute break. See you guys in a bit. All right, folks, welcome back. So you have just it was growing dark. There was an attack from a creature that sucked the life force out of one of the Erud clansmen, was effectively pushed back by the party, but the creature managed to escape. The spirit managed to escape. When we left right before break, you were headed up to see what happened to Stone.
Yes.
And I have a little thing from Don. So, for those of you watching, Don is not with us because this past week he was blessed with his second child, and we wish him all of the best. But Stone is probably not going to be... Don is not going to be making an appearance. Stone is going to be in stock footage form for a little bit. I have a few scenes from Don that I'm going to narrate kind of as you guys get to your... to Ernon's Vale, where we're going to take sort of our long rest. And he has... The first one is right here. When you find Stone, Stone is in your little encampment area. His body is completely rigid. All of his eyes are swirling about in a frenzy of vision. His mouth opens as if in song, but no music emerges. The song is as a silent scream. Then Stone's eyes all snap to focus at a single point beyond the distance to something imperceivable with those fewer lines of sight. Stone seems to regain himself, although his eyes always seem to wander back to that point towards which his new eyes still strain. I must go, he says.
Whatever nonsense are you on now? We are on a mission, Stone.
Yes, and I am drawn, I believe, to an aspect of that mission. Something in the forest. I am sorry for my momentary departure, but I am here now.
Just in time to leave. Dorian, this is yours. I cannot deal with him right now.
Oh, Dorian's not there. He's still talking to the Ewoks.
Anastas goes to say something to Dorian, and Dorian is not present.
Look.
Still
Then be
conversing
on
with
your
the
way,
Ewoks.
Stone. And should the fates find us together again, I hope it is in one piece.
Stone looks northwards. I will travel with you as far as the Vale. I sense I have business there as well.
Then we shall be on our way.
All right. So, do we want to? We're going to spend the night here. Is kind of my read on the situation, or do you want to get moving immediately?
Let's spend the night. I want to talk to Constantine in the camp, and perhaps the one who speaks.
And could Dorian continue to chat with Jakar, the one with the halberd?
Jakar indicates to you that they need to have a private, much longer ceremony, to bury their dead and a time of grieving. And he quite, not quite irritatedly, but like certainly like not amused by your request. Asks to have some time.
Right.
Is this a good place? We're all pretty weary, I suppose. Is this a good place where you were thinking like we're getting a chance to train a little for Lyra's sake?
So
Probably
you
once a week.
all, just before this combat happened, had taken a moment to kind of gather yourselves and do a little bit of training. Stone was kind of working on Natural Warrior. Anastas talked to somebody
last time, okay.
about getting a stake, and then your the Bloodborne. We wanted a weapon. We wanted to create a new weapon out of. Was it out of Fuel Assail that we were going to do that?
I was using Fuel Assail, and then we'd have leftover Golar wood.
Yeah.
Let's. I think we should head straight to the Vale. We didn't get hurt. I'm -1 resolute.
So you're.
But I want to talk to somebody about. I want to see if we can do a spiritual consultant with Constantine, and if it's over his head, we're gonna talk to, the one who speaks. Because I'm not just gonna live like this.
Okay. Constantine is near where you sent the other troops. They are making sure that everything is ready to go so that you may leave whenever you wish. They emerged from the combat unscathed, but they have not really had a good moment to sit and adjust, really, since you left Karstop a couple days ago. So they are taking this opportunity to fix some of the damage that they had taken in that battle, and tend to their weapons and armor and things like that.
Constantine, could I steal you for a moment?
Of course.
All right. We fended off a great creature a moment before, and it took something from me. I am otherwise unharmed, but I do not feel correct. Are there any prayers of your diocese for this?
Constantine gives you a confused expression. Could you, perhaps be more specific?
My will feels loose. My joints rattle in a way I did not anticipate they would.
I am afraid I do not have knowledge of such things. I am young as our people go, but no prayers come to mind for me. Perhaps it is the sort of thing that will pass with time.
Perhaps. I meant not to trouble you, Constantine. You continue on our path, and maybe it shall.
I will consider this. Perhaps, if I search through the prayer books that I have brought with, I will find something.
Please do. And thank you.
All right.
So, Lyra, Dorian, what do we want to do?
Do we know? I know that the ones back in Karstop worshipped and followed Gansi.
Yeah.
Are these followers of Gansi as well?
That has not been the impression that you are getting from them, no. They also expressed to not really have a leader right now, which is part of the reason that they are looking for the one marked by corruption. Make a cunning check about that.
Sure. Nope. Dude, I cannot figure these guys out at all.
You, up until this point, well, the rumors are that the Erud are not sentient, that they are bestial creatures that don't have thoughts. Now that has been proven wrong to you. Clearly these creatures can communicate, even if it's in a limited sense. But you don't know what their religion looks like. You think that maybe the those ones that were worshiping Gansi were only doing so because the shrines seemed to have an effect on the area around them. and that maybe they were just pulled by that effect. But you're not sure. As you observe their rituals, you remember the feeling of being at Banat's shrine. You remember that you have Banat's blessing right now, and that you cannot be. It's that corrupted creatures sense you as one of their own. Is that how we worded that?
I have a note for it.
Yeah.
I'm seen as an ally by corrupted individuals. That's how it was worded.
Then I'm going to tell you that you also see these creatures as allies of yours. You are connected through the corruption.
And I saw that they were using some form of corrupted flame as well.
Yeah.
If we have a moment, if we're not leaving like right away, are we planning on getting in the cart and taking off like right now?
That's a question. I don't know.
If we have a moment, Dorian would like to just grab like a nearby piece of wood and using like just a small amount of his pyromancy, nothing crazy, but I want to burn like an etching to Banat inside of the symbol of Barula.
Ooh.
And just kind of set it near their ritual without interrupting them.
And what are you doing this in?
Like a piece of wood.
Just like a...
Just burn it into it with like a finger or something while slowly guiding like pyromancy around the draw.
Sure, you're gonna sort of like craft something using your pyromancy and like some materials that you find around here. Yeah, great. I would like a resolute check for that.
Sure.
Unless you want to do cunning, I would accept how you can pick what attribute you want to use, and then describe kind of your approach.
I think I'm gonna go with cunning just to remember the specific like intricacies of the different symbols and how much I've studied them and everything through the past, and just being able to
Yeah.
It would have succeeded with resolute as well.
Great. Yeah. So you create this little... How big do you want it to be?
I mean, they're smaller people, so maybe like the size of my palm.
Okay, sure. You hand this small disc to Jakal, who looks at it and says, Barulo.
I nod.
Banat.
And then I kind of clasp my hands together.
Understand, you see sort
like
of understanding dawn on him. And he does like a short little bow to you, and then takes the token.
I'll mimic the bow back and bid them farewell.
Excellent. Ooh, okay, this is now interesting. In the corner of your screen, you see Jakal will remember that.
Jakal will remember.
And then it disappears. Excellent. Okay.
Oh god, guys, I need help. I think that spirit got me.
All right. Do we want to now move to Ernon's Vale? Is there any... Do we want to move tonight, or are we going to stay the night here? What's the plan?
Let's go.
Okay. You head off.
I'm good to go.
You head off through the night, up to the north, following the rivers that Dorian had identified, and the sort of safe but slower path out of the way of the Indaran patrols up into Ernon's Vale. Your journey is calm and quiet. Stone seems distant. He doesn't engage anyone in conversation, and when you speak with him, his answers are, I don't want to say terse, but they are short and unengaged, as if his thoughts reside elsewhere. The clan of Arud, Black Rat clan, follows along behind you, quietly. Sometimes you forget even that they are there, until you see a lone sentinel standing on a nearby ridge, or a rock formation watching you, taking note of the things that you do, and the places that you go. We head up into Ernon's Vale, where things get colder. It is, I believe, let me just double check. So it was spring. You guys spent the winter in Ernon's Vale, and then it was spring, summer, so it is now fall, as we return to Ernon's Vale. The trees that had fill the Vale before you are turning colors, taking on that autumnal hue. The valley is flanked again on both sides by black peaks, and the misty forest spreads out between them. You'll recall that this forest is of Golar trees, or what were Golar trees, because many of them were burned or destroyed in a war that is now past centuries ago. You wind your way through the mountain paths and along a sort of pathway that leads around a mountain face that gives you a good view of the Vale itself. And let me take you to that scene. Along the path, there are stones. You'll remember these stones have that hole kind of through them, and these were the stones that those pathway stones that he had used to find the Nameless at the end of Season 1, beginning of Season 2. Does everyone remember that?
Yep.
These are the little totems to the Nameless one. They sort of line the path here. You see several of them as you are headed into the valley. But one thing you notice in the valley that wasn't there before when you were here last are dozens and dozens of tents. There are simple structures, lean-tos, finer tents of all different shapes and sizes. They are clustered around that small shrine to Ernon, where that Karovid, whose name I definitely have. Give me just a moment. Valentian, come on. Earth that supports the mountain. Do you remember that Karovid songkeeper, the worshiper of Ernon who tended the shrine?
Yes.
All around that shrine are these tents. And from this distance, you can see that among the Karovid are Indara and Yora and humans, all sort of milling around this camp. Several of them from this distance have stopped what they're doing in their tracks, looking up to you silhouetted on this mountain path. And they are awestruck.
What?
By us?
Yes. What would you like to do?
How many would you say are there?
They're pretty far away right now, but there are dozens of them.
Dozens.
Yeah,
So,
dozens of people
Sizable.
that are sort of milling around that you can see from this distance.
dozens of people or dozens of tents?
Dozens of tents and dozens of people. The people that are closest to you, there's maybe like 4 or 5 of them that were like working in a garden on a nearby field, and they're
So
the
there could
ones
be-
that are
there's
like
100. There's like 100 people here.
Yeah. And they're the ones that are looking up at you. They are several humans. And they are wearing like simple, what you would like describe as sort of like monk attire, type of thing. Just
The
very
humans
simple
aren't
traveling
contained.
robes.
They're not being drug along by anything.
No, they are working on a garden, and there is an Endara that is with them, that is assisting them in digging the garden here, in pulling weeds and things. And they're just like maybe 50, 60 feet off of the path, just down a little bit farther away from you.
This is unprecedented.
Yeah, this is very odd.
Dorian.
Yes, Anastas.
What is this?
Haven't the foggiest. We could ask.
Stone sort of grumbles. It is the worshippers of a fallen god come together.
Did not know there were others of your kind. Then, so we proceed.
What would you like to do? Do you want to approach these, like, farmers? Do you want to head into the sort of tent village? Do you want to go to the shrine to try and find earth that supports the mountain? Do we want to head to Ishou's grave?
Anastas would go to the devil he knows, which is Earth who supports the mountain, but I am but one person of the party. So
I do just want to clarify that Earth that supports the mountain cared for Dorian after Dorian was like completely put out, like laid out.
Yeah, and Anastas is sort of comfortable with Stone as a friend.
Sure.
Lyra doesn't know any of these things or people really. Probably knows of them. Obviously knows of Ishou. But yeah, would probably be down with meeting the old ally.
Dorian would call out to the farmers that were kind of passing.
What does Dorian want to say?
Hello. What brings all of you fine folk out here?
The woman gives you a wide-eyed look, and looks at your companions, and then back to you. She says, "We are refugees of the war. We came here because we heard that it was a safe place. We heard." She looks down. "We heard that there were Chosen of Ishou that were carrying out his final plan. That there was one who could see like Ishou saw, and one who had stole fire from Barulo, and a Najit giant that were chosen, and we are here to follow Ishou's plan.
Where are you refugees from, exactly?
Oh,
And where have you heard about this group?
we were from Bilthrin originally. We escaped northwards as the Indaran army came through. We, for a short time, were with soldiers under Wilhelt. And when we heard that Ishou's Chosen had emerged, we came here to the Vale after that.
Something almost makes Lyra pick up something she can't quite explain, but she has to ask. And where is Wilhelt now?
Wilhelt is in, as far as we know, in Yndaren. There's an encampment of soldiers there. Some of us who were strong stayed with him, but those of us who were not came here.
Who were you led here by?
There was a monk, a Yora monk who had met and trained under the Korovid who can see, who's a great prophet and teacher.
Dorian just keeps like shooting looks over at Stone, like, you wanna chime in here, buddy?
Stone is not with you.
Oh.
Stone
Zip off again?
is down. You see has already moved down, and is assisting the farmers in like attending to this garden that they are working on, and just sort of looks up and says, "The garden does need tending." They, in reverence, look back at you and get down and start weeding the garden.
Shall we go find Korovid, friend Dorian? Stone appears to be where he was meant to be.
I think so.
Will follow along later, once the garden has been tended.
Thank you, Miss...
Kira is my name.
Pleasure to meet you, Kira. You've been very helpful.
Yes.
I'm Dorian.
She, takes a step back. She's, afraid. She was, gonna reach out to grab your hands, and then, is, afraid now to touch them. And just takes a step back. And she just reverently bows her head.
Dorian kind of looks at this woman a bit strangely for a moment, and then kind of crouch down a bit to her level, and kind of tilt her head up, and just say, "It's all right. I'm not going to hurt you. We're here to help."
She looks back at you and says with every ounce of sincerity that she can muster and complete conviction, "I know. Everything is going to be okay."
Dorian smiles at that. And it's thanks to people like you. Come on, Anastas, let's go have a chat.
Captain Planet over here. Anastas chides to the Najit. Perhaps we should direct our prayers to our savior Dorian. He appears to be worshipped like a god.
Perhaps people just need a little bit of hope in these dark times, Anastas. No matter how true it is.
Faith is stronger, and they appear to have that too.
In spades. So why not give the people what they so aptly desire?
I'm just trying to make a joke, young Dorian.
And it was hysterical, Anastas.
Apparently.
I've never been one for jokes.
I thought it was funny.
See?
And with that, you head down the mountain path towards the Shrine to Ernon. You'll remember the Shrine to Ernon is one of these great dead Golar trees that is still to this day tended by Earth that supports the mountain. Earth is not at the tree as you found her the first time. Instead, she is around several of these refugees and a few Yora and Indara. And she is organizing like movement of food and goods and things to make sure that the refugees are provided for. When as you are passing people in the streets, though, they are like backing up and bowing to you reverently. When she sees you, she smiles and bows her heads and says, "And so the prodigal sons return."
Some of us.
Indeed.
Some.
Where is Stone?
Stone is tending the gardens.
She almost blushes and looks down. Exactly where he is supposed to be, then.
Exactly what Anastas said.
What brings you back to my Vale?
In much need of a warm and safe place to recover and prepare.
Then you are as many who have come here, seeking solace in these turbulent times.
And ever more turbulent they grow by the day, perhaps the hour.
Indeed. But this is still a place of peace, at least for now. You are welcome to whatever we have to provide, though it is little. We grow more every day, and we are fortunate that we are now in a season of plenty, when the seeds that we planted many months ago now bear fruit, and vegetables.
Have need of neither, but I'm sure some of our crew, they will be welcome of it.
She looks at, she says, "I am certain that we can feed, and young Dorian seems as though he needs a meal, and your newer companions as well." Looking at Lyra, she says, "Maybe 3 or 4 meals."
Ollie has earned one, that is for sure.
Don't suppose you have any blueberry muffin?
I am afraid that we have just eaten the last of the blueberries.
You have got to be kidding me.
But I am sure that we can get you some sort of bran muffin. It's got a lot of fiber in it. It's very good for you. Makes you very
Sorry,
regular.
your manners.
Sorry.
All right. At this point, I was anticipating that we would be taking sort of a longer break here.
Yes.
A couple of days at least, if not a couple of weeks. How long were you planning to stay in Ernon's Vale?
As long as it takes to level up, perhaps make some progress on said endeavors, and fully prepare for a treacherous climb through the mountains and fight in the forest.
Yeah, absolutely. I would say that it's going to probably be a 2 weeks or so of resting. Your vigilance, resolute. Your resolute returns after one night of taking a good, earnest rest.
I was worried that was going to be a forever problem. Because the way you worded it, you're like, until we can figure out what happened. And I'm
yes.
like, ah!
So
attribute ability that creature had. That's going to...
So all damage, including attribute damage, heals at the same rate. But when you do the healing, you have to choose where it is going to go. So for the humans, you just regain 1, and that can either be 1 point of attribute or 1 point of wounds. For you do the 1d4, but you have plenty of time here for everyone to get back to full health. In the meantime, yes, you do all spend some time working on your various different level up type of things, practicing and working on yourselves, exploring different combat styles and how to explore the world. And I'm going to give each of you an opportunity to explain sort of what that looks like, how that process goes.
I guess before I get into any things that Dorian is actually practicing, one of the first things he'd actually like to look for is, or ask around about, is some kind of courier around here, or perhaps even like anyone with a horse at all that could deliver a message to Arcadia.
There's no formal couriers here at all. This is a recent community, and a post office hasn't really been established yet. In terms of if you want to find somebody that you want to ask to go send a message to Arcadia, even just spending a couple hours around these people, you know for certain anyone you ask would certainly do that task for you. But there's nobody with a horse, nobody with like a means of getting there quickly. And you also know that they would be doing it out of reverence for you. And that gives you a little bit of pause. You don't have a whole lot that you could pay or provide for these people, at least in the things that they need right now, which is food and shelter and clothing and the necessities of life and survival.
How long of a journey would it theoretically be for a Najit?
A Najit?
Perhaps with a cart.
A Najit with a cart could probably get there in a week.
So they could be back by the time that we're ready to venture off again?
They would be back by the time you would venture off again, yes. If all they are going to do there is drop off a message and then return, if you are expecting a reply, you might need to wait for a little bit longer, but you could wait until they return with the message in order to leave. Do you get what I'm saying? Like,
Yeah.
if you write a letter to somebody, they have to write a letter in return, in response.
Well, it's not like it takes days to write a response.
Well, that depends, right? It's going to depend on what you're asking of them. If it's the sort of thing that they can respond to right away, or if they have to ask about.
It's more of a personal thing to update Millie and my family on what's going on, out of curiosity of how my father's doing, how things are back in Arcadia.
If you, I'm going to let you know right now, if you send Millie a note, a letter about what has happened to you and requesting a follow-up, she is going to spend several days writing a very lengthy, a very detailed letter, probably a very sappy letter in response. She's going to rewrite it 3 or 4 times before she sends it to you.
I'll give her a return address.
Do you want it to get sent back here to the Vale, or do you want it to get sent to Yindarin?
Probably Yindarin.
Okay.
And rather than, I don't want to include all the scary stuff. Just include things like, how I've met plenty of very nice people and totally haven't been in any kind of mortal peril at all. And the world is a wonderful, beautiful place and things like that. I don't want my family to worry about me.
Interesting. Okay. All right. Sounds good. And who are we sending on this mission?
I was thinking Artem.
You're gonna send our scout to deliver a love letter?
The brawler.
I imagine that's where the scene starts. Just Anastas being like, what are you talking about right now?
There needs to be we need a medic immediately. This man has lost his mind. No.
How about your squire then? The one that was incapable of lighting his fists afire.
The one who's been training Lyra.
Oh, that's a problem. How about the B brothers, Boris and Bogdan?
Dorian, my love, my sweet young man. These are warriors. We are in a war. You will have to hire somebody else to do this mission. I am sorry.
We spare the cart for 2 weeks.
For 2 weeks. And he will return. Oh my God.
Either they will or just the cart will. I'm sure you can talk to it.
Can the cart do this?
Can the cart do this?
No, the cart can't do this.
Okay, I have an answer. So the next scene is Anastas with the cart, trying to determine if it can accomplish this mission. Anastas says, we need you to take this to Arcadia. And the cart nods.
Okay. Dorian?
You talk to the cart.
I talked to the cart.
What did they say?
The cart is like behind Anastas, still nodding.
The cart.
It looks very agreeable.
The cart. We can spare the cart. I find this bewildering, my friend.
I just want to send a letter to my loved ones, Anastas. I'm sure you can understand that.
I wish I could. And for
Oh
that
man, Anastas flashes back to Anastas's family. What has become of Anastas's family?
I imagine they are long forgotten bones smashed into an old, muddy alleyway in some part of the Amaran Bay. They were slaves. They were nothing. They've been completely lost to everyone's memory, but Anastas's.
It suddenly occurs to Anastas that those bones are buried somewhere that you will never be able to find. Their names only linger on in your mind at this point. There is no one else who remembers those people. But can you make a cunning check for me?
Woof. Sure as fuck can. Let me tell you what, this is something I'm good at. I'm so cunning. I'm
Good lord.
There is a place where people go to honor the dead that have been forgotten. Those nameless souls that have disappeared from this earth, not remembered. And that would be at one of the shrines to the Nameless, of which you passed several on the way in here. That is not your religion. It wasn't even their religion, but you are the only thing on this planet that is carrying their memory still. And perhaps that could be a place where you could send those souls off. You think for a moment that as humans they didn't have souls. At least you were always told that. But you get the feeling that there was something there still.
Orion, that is not something I understand. So know that it is a great blessing to have those for which you can still send your love to, and that you have love to give. We will do without the cart for a few weeks, and I hope it makes it there with the pilgrim's speed.
Thank you, Stas. It is what drives me. What keeps me putting one limp, lame leg in front of the other. This twisted journey of ours.
Perhaps I am not the strong one after all. Now I will take a moment for thought. And thank you. You reminded me of something I have not thought of in many lifetimes.
Dorian, when you go to give the message to the cart is like using one of its like hind legs to like scratch at like its like arm and head area, as if it were a dog.
kind of wait for Anastas to walk off, and then find Kirill, sensor wielder.
Yeah. You want
an
me to
important-
do what?
It is very important. They have more of that tar there. My mother owns an apothecary where they were stashing it. Grab it. You all are going to need it for this journey, are you not? Bring the cart, bring as much back as you can, and deliver this letter to my beloved Millie. Can you do that for me?
Make a persuasive check, or persuasive is the attribute, right? With favor.
Okay. Yes!
Yes, of course. We will need as much black sap incense as we can get. If you have a source of it, I will happily go collect supplies. Is there anything else that you need?
Don't tell Anastas. And do haste.
Of course, it must be a gift. Mum
Yes.
is the word. I did not know that Anastas's death day was coming.
It is.
All right, and Kirill and the cart depart for Arcadieva to return with supplies.
Dorian turns around and runs headfirst into Anastas's pelvis.
Oh, shit.
You will be forgiven this once.
Oh,
And
come
I
on,
will
you know we're
decide-
going to need the tar anyways.
I will decide later whether or not Kirill gets to remain on this plane. But you sent the right person, and I thank you for your thought.
You're welcome. And Dorian kind of hangs his head and just walks away.
Perhaps next time say please.
It's better to ask for forgiveness than permission, Anastas.
On that much we agree.
Yeah, Anastas thinks back to all of the times that has been true.
Yep. That has been true. That has been true. You are correct. You are wise beyond your years, Dorian.
I learned it from you, Anastas.
Well, perhaps learn
from you.
strength.
Hell yeah.
Something Anastas is also famously great at.
While you are
Yeah.
spending this 2 weeks resting, Stone mingles with the people, meets these refugees, and meets the pilgrims of Ishou that have come here, led presumably by those monks that he had sent out into the world to speak the word. And you find Stone giving sermons and speaking about the messages and things that he has seen and bringing hope to people for whom that is all that they have. What are the rest of you doing for this 2 weeks?
Dorian is going to be intensely studying and taking notes of his own as you remember inside of the library back in Karstop. I'm struggling with her name. The pyromancer.
Yeah, the Blackfire sorcerers.
Yes, she had a study, and I had made a note that I was going to grab as many books from there as I could before we left the library.
Sure.
I still have those Indaran books from the Karstop library, and I'm going to be studying those rigorously, the ones that she had learned from.
Yeah, those were Yelesnia's books.
Yes.
And those books were Those were heretical texts. Those were texts from the Hadra, from the Lokai Empire, things that she had saved when the libraries were burned, texts that she has gathered from across Aokailan, as well as sort of, heretical out there Najit texts that speak of greater forces that have greater forces than the Prophet, greater forces even than the Aoka. Why don't you make a cunning check as you go over that information, and I will let you ask a number of questions equal to kind of your level of success here. And if you want to make a different check than cunning, I would accept it if you want to make an argument for it.
Any modifiers, favor, disfavor, anything like that?
I'm going to say that these are pretty dense texts.
Pretty learned scholar.
But you are a pretty learned scholar. I'm going to give you just a -2. Okay, you can ask one question.
Can it be, I guess, it would be on the same topic, but a bit of a two-parter. I would like to know the source of Black Flame pyromancy and how to summon it.
Ooh.
If you need time, we can answer.
No, I've got an answer for this. I'm just trying to figure how to word it. The issue I'm running into is I know exactly how this works. I don't think that Yelesnia knew exactly how it works, and I am certain that the texts she has don't lay it out very clearly. So what I'm going to tell you is that through 2 weeks of reading through these tomes, the things that you find is that there are great powers that exist in Aokailan, things greater than the Aoka, and we have touched upon some of these. They are things like the source of fire, the nameless, the unknowable, powers that came from beyond Aokailan. Corruption is a power that comes from Aokailan itself. That, in a way, you can think of corruption as the spirit of this world. And that by imbuing Barulo's flame with the power of Aokailan is how you come upon Blackfire.
There's no notes of specifically how to, say, manipulate the spirit of Aokailan.
There are not.
So something else for her to look into later.
You do get the sense, though, you've been coming back to the Aoka Banat again and again. At his shrine, with the Erud who continue to follow Stone around, and again in these tomes when they talk about corruption being of Aokailan. They talk about Banat, who is the Aoka who tends to the corruption. It is the first text that you have read that has treated Banat not as a villain, not as a demon that spreads this virulent plague, but instead as a custodian of it.
It's interesting. Kind of like both a light and dark side to the very spirit of Eokylan being combined together is the sense that I'm kind of getting here. Barullo in the sense that his fire is able to cleanse it, while Banat is the custodian of the plague of corruption. So as Dorian would definitely find it important, especially with learning from his father, the tactician, that it's incredibly important to learn not just about your own strengths, but the strengths and weaknesses of your enemies as well. And seeing as Dorian is kind of viewing corruption itself as the enemy, and his goal, the vow that he made with the blessing of Venisi, is to cleanse the corruption from this world. He would find it very important to study not just Barullo, but Banat as well.
So I have a question for you, Dorian.
Sure.
Are you leveling up at all?
I don't know if I even have the experience to right now, honestly. I think I need 6 more points in order to get my upgrade to Brimstone Cascade, which is the next thing that I've been eyeing.
All right. I am going to say that I don't have it written yet, but I will get you an ability to convert all of your fire damage into corruption damage, if you choose.
Is that something I would be able to turn on and off? Like choosing whether or not I want to channel that corruption into it, or is it a permanent swap?
Give me a chance to think about how that
Sure.
ability should work.
Okay.
But know that will be an option for you, and I'll write a note about it.
That's dope as fuck. But yeah, level up wise, I'm, like I said, I'm probably going to be putting it into Adept of Brimstone Cascade, but I do want to see the inner machinations of that.
Yeah, absolutely.
Ability that you were talking about. But yeah, that's enough on me. Let's swap the camera over to somebody else.
What's Lyra doing?
Turning into Daredevil, as far as I'm concerned.
Cue training montage with her training with. I imagine her having gone to eBay to talk to she's learning skills, I imagine, from all the different Najit warriors. Like, just kind of full training session with all of them. You know, they all have like their own skill sets and all, but she's kind of relearning to fight through them. So, and Anastas too. I imagine her having. She had gone up to Anastas.
Do you want to talk about it?
Let's do it. I guess technically it already happened. I don't know.
Yeah,
Let's
so you've kind of been training. Yeah, go ahead.
How does Lyra approach Anastas about this? Let's have a moment, because Anastas does not like you very much and doesn't know why you're here. So let's.
Well, so we had kind of already talked a little bit about her feeling useless, I think, at one point.
Yeah.
So yeah, when they get to that chance, they know they're going to be there for a couple weeks. Lyra finds Anastas somehow.
Somehow Lyra found Nastas.
Somehow. And she'll approach him at some point, maybe with one of the Najee warriors at her side. Boros, one of the ones who had been defending her. I like it. And so she's still kind of like wary, still like shoulders hunched, as she approaches. And she carefully leaves. She stops leaning on the Najee as she kind of sense Anastas in front of her. Anastas,
I see you've been training.
Yes, I have been working with your soldiers, so I don't stay in the way.
Well, I would appreciate it if you were more in the way. We need warriors, not things to protect.
Exactly. I don't like being the dead weight. I don't plan to be. And I appreciate what they've all been doing for me, what you've allowed them to. I know you don't care for me, but I appreciate you doing this. I think you feel why I'm doing this, even if you don't know why I'm here.
I know why. It's for our dear friend Alexander. One who has made a great sacrifice to be with us, to be away from us. Now, what is it that I can do for you?
Well, your men have been very helpful in their training, but no offense, Boros, but no, the best warrior is you.
And why do you think that is?
Well,
Certainly not the strength in my muscles. They have long eroded away and been burned off of my flesh, my bone, my frame. And much like you, I do not have eyes to see. What is it that gives me my strength?
say that iron determination. That can't be stripped from you.
It is will. The thing, the fabric, the sinew that holds together all Najit and those like me. It is a will, and it is a faith in the memory of that which we had. It is a commitment to the memory of that which what we could do and had in the flesh. Do you think you
No.
have enough of it to hold yourself together, young Lyra?
Let's be fair. In a sense, trying to recapture what I once had too. Mere days, weeks ago. May not. That memory's still there. There's no lack of determination. Not now. Well, we still have a job to do. I know I'm a latecomer to this craziness that you all have been doing for Lord knows how long. But if it's bringing together humans and all of this, I don't know. I don't.
Let's see what you are made of. What is Lyra's quick?
Ooh, might be okay. 14.
13. What does that make the modifier to my attack?
-3. But Lyra can't see you, so you have favor.
Damn.
I won't enrage or add anything else.
Just crushes her with his wheel. Not much will there.
I succeed. How do you respond? We're not going to do this damage-wise. We're sparring. I hit you. I knee you in the chest. Pick yourself up. Strike back.
She stumbles back, but tries to regain herself quickly, and having known where it came from, judging by his footsteps that she can kind of feel, she'll strike out with kick.
My defense. What does that make my modifier against her attack? What's your attacking stat?
What is mine? Actually, I haven't had a chance to really attack with her.
So if you don't have anything other than accurate, it would just be accurate.
I think she's using quick, I want to say.
Let's take a look at her. So she has feint, which means that she can use discreet.
Is it discreet? Okay. It must be discreet.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay, it's discreet. Yep. It's because it's the same as Alexander. Okay, so this would be just a regular discreet roll then, because I'm not using
Against
my
11.
weapon.
So then -1 at disfavor.
1 at disfavor.
How do we clear that? That's what I want to clear.
And Lyra strikes out, and with a stiletto. Is that what she's using?
In this case, we were saying with like a kick, I guess, just a regular attack.
Got it.
You know,
So
it's actually attacking him, but
Anastas sort of pushes Lyra back, and you go at it for a little bit with Lyra tentatively striking out, trying to find Anastas, and then has a moment where she quiets and she listens to the clanking and the footfalls and seems to feel the outline of where Anastas must be, anticipates, and strikes out with a kick that hits Anastas directly in the sternum.
Hits me square. Now, it is not just your will you must sense and remember. You have to know mine, my intent to harm you, my intent to hurt you. Feel it, read it. Know mine your enemies as you know your own.
of course, it's the brightest thing in here.
And we have like a martial exchange. Few hits, another soul-crushing punch to the gut. Maybe you vomit a little bit.
But still keeps getting up.
Yourself back up. And
I hear no bell.
We get into a good flow of exchange.
So Anastas puts Lyra down several times, and every time she picks herself up and gets out of the dirt and readies for the next spar. How does that affect Anastas's view of Lyra?
Tremendously. I cannot imagine being a blind, small creature of the flesh and relentlessly attacking one such as I. I think you will survive this world and us just yet, young Lyra.
Does Lyra have experience to spare here at this exact moment?
Let's see, what did we put her at?
Don't we need to get her blind fighting?
We do need to get her blind fighting. And I am thinking that she's got experience ready to go.
I was gonna say, supposedly we have her with some unspent experience.
Yeah. Okay, so Lyra learns the blind fighting ability.
Yay!
Excellent.
So she can get back into combat.
What is her disadvantage on attacking?
Let's see what exactly it does. Abilities. It's not called blind fighting. It must be called something else.
I thought it was literally blind fighting.
Yeah, wait, what didn't... Oh, shoot, I closed it out. I swear we had looked at it when we were planning some of this stuff, too.
I swear we had.
I mean, you could also just like quick make an ability that is character does not suffer disadvantage from losing sight or making melee or making attacks, which is pretty cool.
Yeah, I mean... Oops, that's not what I wanted.
Yeah.
Yeah, I dig it.
I will search for this after the session.
Yeah.
And if I can't find it, then I will make something. But rest assured that Lyra spends time and learns how to do this without being able to see, which does, give you the ability to fight in complete darkness and things like that as well.
That will be awesome. Of course, I'm guessing very much like Daredevil, major audio disturbances are going to be troublesome.
Yeah, absolutely.
Other site-based things will not be. So yeah,
Right.
I like it.
That's what we're working on, right? It's not just the will of your opponent to harm you. Feel the will of the plants to grow, the earth to remain under your feet, the will of the mountains to stand. There is spirit everywhere. There is faith in the world you walk upon. It all can be read. That is how we Najit exist.
Okay.
I never expected I'd be part monk.
I found the ability. It's called Sixth Sense.
Sixth Sense, okay.
It's Sixth Sense. And at Novice, you can use Vigilant instead of Accurate when attacking with ranged weapons. At Adept, you may use Vigilant instead of Quick for initiative and when calculating his or her defense. It is not until Master that you can move and fight unhindered when blinded or in complete darkness. So I am going to...
I know I have 2 mastered abilities. So it wouldn't be unreasonable.
The thing that I'm thinking right now, though, is that Lyra just doesn't need the Vigilant because Lyra's quick and discreet are so high. And she can use those things. So I am probably going to make a new ability for this that is going to give a similar type of effect, but it's going to grade differently.
Okay.
Yeah, I'm fine with that. Well, we can discuss more of the details.
We will
later,
absolutely discuss.
But as long as she can be useful in combat again, now we're talking.
Awesome.
And what does Anastas do?
Anastas, over the past few weeks that we've been hanging out here, in the early morning, with the birds singing and the crows crowing, you all have heard a sound much akin to thunder. Does anyone explore the sound of thunder?
Sure. I can hear things.
So Dorian and Lyra get up in the morning. Dorian, the lame leading the blind, following the sound of thunder through the valley.
You go through the valley and you find a large bluff face, a cliff. And in it, you continue. The sound of thunder gets louder and louder and louder to the point where you get close to this clearing by this cliff, and the sound is deafening. And it stops. And from a newly made cave in the side of this bluff emerges Anastas with Pyridicida, shaking off some dust and gravel from my armor. I stomp the wheel into the ground and it spins rapidly, creating a circle around the clearing. And Anastas exclaims, "I'm ready." From the tree line, Vladimir the spearman rushes into Anastas with the spear, which is adeptly deflected by Pyridicida. From over the back of Vladimir, Bogdan and Boris have made a vaulting system to leap over Vladimir and attack with the sword, which is quickly parried. And Bogdan is kicked back with like a Spartan kick straight to the chest. Soroja appears and exchanges a few blows, which are parried with one hand by Anastas, and then again blasted away with the great wheel. Constantine is seen nearby healing Bogdan as he prepares for the next blow, and this exchange happens several times of trying to land strikes and being deftly deflected and then thunderously swat away with Pyridicida. And then at one swoop, Anastas punches the wheel through the air. It bounces off the three combatants, and then I catch it coming back to me, rolling back to my feet. Anastas has not only mastered Hammer Rhythm, giving Anastas 2 attacks with hammers, but he has also adeptly mastered the art of... What is the other one? I have spent 50 experience. Feat of Strength, giving me an additional 1d4 to all melee attacks.
This is going to be
Anastas now strikes with the force of lightning hitting the earth.
It is truly incredible to behold. And while this is happening, your Najit blacksmith, Barris, sets to work. He gathers supplies. He finds a small unused smithy which was attached to the village, and he reignites it. He finds ores and trades for things, melting down various different metals, and with your permission, takes Fuelasail to construct this new device that
I will
like.
Remove it from my inventory.
Now, as I recall us talking about it, you wanted a thing like Wilder from Night Rain. Do you
The
want
idea
it?
is... okay, continue.
Did you want it to actually fire, to be a ranged attack, or do you want it to just be sort of like a cock and it is still a melee attack?
A melee attack, something that I can maybe do in addition to attacking a limited number of times per rest, per encounter, per scene.
Sure.
Something that could be triggered when I need it without having to necessarily swap weapons out.
Got it. Okay. Yeah, absolutely. And you're saying that you want it to be in addition to your regular attack on the round,
I would be willing it to, like, it could take up my whole action to use.
Got it. Okay. He constructs a device for you. It is similar to a crossbow.
He's finished it.
Yeah, he's got 2 weeks.
Okay.
He's got 2 weeks and nothing else to do. He doesn't sleep.
Sure.
So, he constructs the device. It is, in many ways, similar to a crossbow. It is the sort of thing that's like, it lays flat against your arm until you activate it, and the arms extend out, and then you can cock and pull it. Once you do that, it shoots out this stake from it, like a incredible speed, which you will be able to activate as often as you want to. It is affixed to your body, so it does not take up one of your hands to use it. And it is going to deal 1d8 damage. So not huge, but not terrible either. That is going to be with Golar, so it's going to be useful against spirits. How does that sound?
Okay. I can use it whenever I want. It takes my action to use?
Takes your action to use, yep. And you still have Golar staff left over, because this did not use all of it. He doesn't have time to craft a new weapon now, but add just a piece of Golar staff to your inventory. Maybe down the road we can figure out what we want to use that for.
Okay. Fuel Assail had the accurate trait, which gives it a +1 to damage.
Sure.
Do I keep that?
I think that I would like to look at the different weapon traits that something could possibly have, and maybe there might be something that is more appropriate.
I love where it is fundamentally worse than Fuel Assail, than just keeping the sword.
D10. It's not heavy, so that is one thing.
Okay. What does the heavy trait do?
Heavy means that you need to use 2 hands to wield it.
Okay.
It is both balanced and precise as Fuel Assail. Oh yeah, this has got a lot going on with it. Okay.
Yeah.
I might give it deep impact. Ooh. I'm gonna have to spend some time building the weapon. And I will do that for next time, along with these other 2 abilities that I have to make.
Okay.
Just, I guess one other thing, since Dorian is still training towards that Brimstone Cascade.
Yeah.
Just to kind of explain what that would look like. Perhaps later in the day when he'd be a lot more fearful of having, open flames near the books. So closer to dusk and early night, Dorian would go out and he'd have like multiple I guess like training dummies or something set up, and what he'd do is he'd throw the flame out and he'd begin practicing by manipulating the flame. It would almost look like a trailing snake or a comet or something as it struck one, and then he'd manipulate it in the air, twist it back around, loop into the second, and then back into the first and into the second, and he'd just keep trying to weave it as many times as he possibly could until failure, just to pick it up and start again. So there'd be like a pretty big light show each night as his flame continues to hit not just one, but cascade and weave between multiple targets.
Yeah. Hell yeah. Awesome.
And that'll be my next level up when I can actually afford it.
Yeah. And we're going to say that because you have done the training for it, once you have enough EXP to do that, just take it.
Awesome.
All right. Is there anything else that you want to do on this 2-week break?
I think that about settles it.
Ishou's
Oh yeah, we got to go to Ishou's grave.
Ishou's grave seems pretty important to revisit. I don't know if I feel like that's kind of thing that we want stone around for, though.
Well, we're probably not going to have stone for a while. And do you want to all go to Ishou's grave together? Do you want to go separately? And is that the sort of thing that you want to do sort of at the beginning, right away? Or is it the sort of thing that you put off and wait to do and consider?
Probably towards the end of the 2 weeks, right?
Yeah, I think so.
Then I have a thing that we're going to do. So the 2 weeks are sort of winding down. Dorian waits, looking often up towards the path that leads down into the valley. That's from Arcadiva, waiting for the cart to appear. And as you approach the 2 weeks, the cart has not yet arrived. But you are awoken late in the night. Anastas by Constantine. You're not really awoken. You are tending to something else.
Approached.
You are approached, and Constantine says, Anastas, there are riders that have come into the valley. They are here to see you and the others.
Riders of what kind?
Riders of the Indara and a Karovid.
Summon the men. We go together.
Right away. Constantine gathers the men together. Do you awaken? Who do you awaken?
I awaken the Najit.
Okay, so you summon the Najit. They're not asleep. What about your 2 humans?
They're here to see me?
They said you and the others. Constantine said.
Oh.
When asked, Constantine seems to think they used the term Chosen of Ishou.
Okay. Then I will not awaken them. Well, I will wake everybody up. They will be ready. I will send Artem to scout to send signal, and I will awaken Dorian. And Stone?
Stone is already there, is not in his bed, and is sort of like in the, I guess you would call it the village square here. It's the area that's right in front of the shrine, the sort of open area. And Stone is already there sitting underneath the Golar tree, a place that Stone might have been in meditation, but all eyes are now open and he is appraising the guests. Your guests that are standing there there is 2 Endara and 1 Karovid. They are riding creatures that are enormous, and the likes of which you have only heard tale of. These are beasts that graze upon the land, the plains that are far to the north of Karstop, tended and followed by the Karovid tribes. They are multi-legged, fast, grazing animals, and these ones are stunningly beautiful. They are well groomed and clean, and muscular. I don't want to use the term horses, but this would be like the traditional mount of a huge Karovid. It's something more like an elephant, but faster. The tallest of the Indara steps towards you. They are all wearing, beads and various adornments, simple but, well-made garbs of silks and other fine fabrics. They're all in white. It is perfectly clean and pristine. The tall Endara steps towards you, and sort of bows, just a touch. It's not a full bow. It's a bow of acknowledgement, and says, "Chosen of Ishou, Yatala the Mother requests your presence. We shall go at once." And that is where we are going to end our session today. Those of you that are watching, thank you so much, and we will pick this up in 2 weeks. Have a good night.